muck diving. Look at this underwater scenery here. It's not exactly a coral reef, and there's even a plastic sachet, a little bit of human trash. We are in the Anthropocene, but this is an incredibly rich underwater ecosystem. There's a soft coral, but the real charm of this lies in the small animals which live among the soft corals, in the sand, and even in or underneath these sachets. A nudibranch. This is a gastropod mollusk, like your garden slugs. Quite an amazing adaptive radiation happened in the oceans of planet Earth, particularly in the tropics and particularly in the coral triangle with these mollusks. Here you see the gills. They're exposed, they're naked, hence nudibranch. These animals can't see well, but these are the rhinopores. These are its feelers in order to pick up scents from its environment. They then seek out very specific food sources, feast of them, grow and reproduce. I believe a lot of the adaptive radiation, the fact that there are many thousands of species of these mollusks, has to do with the fact that they're very specific in terms of the food sources they eat. I see some nudibranchs only feast on one particular type of tunicate. Others seem to be specialized to feast on sponges. Collecting these is like a scuba diving kit in a biodiverse candy store. There's so many to see. Even after decades of diving, I still occasionally encounter new ones. Here you can see the nudibranch from below, feasting on some kind of detritus or overgrowth. This is my favorite episode of natural history in the muck. A shrimp goby. Gobies are a family of small marine and freshwater fishes. There are about 2,000 of them. But 120 species of gobies have decided in the course of evolution to live with a shrimp. You can see the shrimp dig out a burrow here. Both the shrimp as well as the fish hide in that burrow when the situation turns dangerous. But what does the shrimp get from the fish in turn? Well, the goby has large, for its size, keen eyes, and it detects predators or large creatures like scuba divers, which it mistakes for potential predators. When it sees such a threat, it warns the crustacean via a tactile communication system. The goby just took a bite. It never ventures very far from its burrow, and it always stays close to this one safe place it has in the muck habitat. Life is rough in the muck. There are no cracks and crevices like in a coral reef where small fishes can hide. So special tricks like the symbiosis between the goby and the shrimp is necessary to ensure survival. What is a danger at first became a huge chance for this pair. A lot of animals in the muck live on other animals. Here you see a tiny shrimp in the center of an anemone. And this shrimp is getting kicked around by the tentacles of the anemone. Nevertheless, it's so much safer for this tiny crustacean here than out in the open sand. Here, the stinging tentacles protect it. And whom do we have here? Can you even see a fish? It's a tiny fish, both in coloration as well as in texture, exactly like the background sand. This is a dragonet. Dragonets were, up until relatively recently, believed to be relatives of gobies. It turns out they are much closer to seahorses. Now, This is a robust ghost pipefish. This fish, again, a relative of the seahorses, has brought camouflage to an extreme, which is rarely seen otherwise in vertebrate animals. The fish looks like a detached piece of seaweed, and unless you know what you're looking for, unless you have a search pattern for this fish in your brain, your eyes will not pick up on the presence of this very unusual animal. One of the greatest pleasures of muck diving. And whom do we have here? These guys are actually somewhat closely related to gobies. These are sanddivers. When threatened, they dive into the sand and hide underneath it. Normally, they forage in schools of larger males and smaller females. Now, there's another strategy you can use when you are alone in the muck, in a sandy habitat, without the protective cover of hard corals, which is usually provided in a coral reef. This is a tube anemone, and you see me swimming behind it. I'm not touching it because I don't want to try how dangerous, how venomous its sting is. Being poisonous and venomous are very good strategies in the muck. Now, if you like this, you will probably like my books. Together with James Reimer, 25 Future Dives, I've written about gobies, and I've written about extreme brain states, both on land as well as during diving. In German, it's called Gehirnextrem. And there is an English version of some of the chapters, which is called Your Brain on Diving. All available as ebooks and in paper copies. And if you like what you saw, there are many more interesting videos on my channel, so like, subscribe, send me super likes. Thank you very much for your attention, and please enjoy this sunset over Mount Talinis in Negros Island in the Philippines. Have a good one.